Hel- For those of you that don't know, Clark was talking about Ryan, who is currently going to be out sick. But hello, nerds, and welcome. My name is Travis. I'm joined, as always, by my fantastic co-hosts, Eric and Clark. Like I mentioned a second ago, Ryan not joining us today because he is under the weather and apparently is facing a lot of ill will from Clark. So
Wow.
we're going to open the show
early.
Yeah, we're going to open the show with reading, watching, playing. We'll let Eric go as Clark tries to compose herself.
Oh, so I'm not reading anything nerdy, but I'm kind of reading this every time I go poop. It's pretty good.
Well, I guess it's efficient.
And then I'm watching My Hero again because the new season's coming out soon.
Because you're an obscene addict.
I am. I just want to be Deku. Like, that's what I want to be, isekai. That's what I want to have. Anyways.
I want to be isekai as the isekai truck.
And then Helldivers 2 is the only thing I'm playing.
Okay. Noise.
Games.
In
Clark,
there for democracy. Yep. I am currently halfway through the first book of Zodiac Academy, which is a dark academia romance that I got tricked into buddy reading with a few friends of mine. And then I realized that it's 12 books. It's like 9 books currently out and 12 like total for all the zodiac signs. I was like, oh god, not another. And then watching all the new isekai or all the new anime seasons have come out. Lots of good isekais in them. Remonsters, pretty good. The Gods game we play, also pretty good. And then I started watching an old one. Science Fell in Love and Tried to Prove It. It's very adorable romance. It's just nerds. Nerds falling in love. And then playing, I'm back on my Genshin Impact shit. So I still can't figure out how to spend money in that game, so it's probably good, but I'm enjoying it. It is a fun game to play, I'll give it that. But I could see how people could potentially spend a lot of money on that game.
Amounts of dollars.
Yeah.
Well.
How about yourself?
I'm currently still reading my Warhammer book that I was reading the last time we did these picks, so reading has been going slow. I haven't done a whole lot. Currently rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender, the cartoon, not the live action. Also watching Shogun as time allows. That's one of the ones where I really have to sit down and like focus, though. So that doesn't get watched a lot. Just because
it's a good book.
Shogun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to check out the book. I didn't know it was a book. I thought it was just a TV
one above
show.
me.
Yeah, nice. I'm gonna have to borrow it.
I have it in paperback. It's hefty.
That's fine.
I feel like Travis is strong enough to lift it.
Yeah,
I think he can do it.
Yeah, I work out. Whole bookshelf.
If it's not bigger than the Bible, it's not big.
I'm playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth because I finally finished Remake and started on Rebirth. So super fun. The open world aspect is definitely a big change from the original Final Fantasy, but I like it. I love exploration games. Like I run around and pick flowers for hours at a time and then use them to craft bombs to throw at people so I can run around and pick more flowers. So
I will no spoiler it for you.
Yeah, please don't. But with that, it's a cycle. Life is like a circle. No, anyway, back on topic. Forgot what I was doing for a minute.
No, what movie is that from? Somebody married someone. It's not a triangle. It has corners. It's a circle. Your love is like a circle.
50 First Dates. It's Rob Schneider officiating. Isn't it?
No, it's the Kevin, what's his name, and Adam Sandler get married for insurance purposes.
Nick or something.
I know
what you're talking about, though. Yeah, they're firefighters.
Yeah, they're firefighters.
And they get married for the insurance.
Yeah, and I love that
Kevin
man's
James.
Speech. He's just like, it's not a triangle with corners. It's like a circle. All right, I'm sorry. Continue on with your life.
And now we know the type of movies Clark likes. Big Adam Sandler fan, apparently.
Oh, love anything with that. Like the stupider the movie, the more I'm interested in
I
it.
love every once in a while. I really just like to watch really stupid shows. Like the worse it is, the more fun I have.
White Chicks, hands
Haven't
down one of
seen
my
it.
favorite movies of all
Oh,
time.
it's so ridiculously dumb.
So dumb, so good.
I also really like watching movies that try really hard to be a good movie, but are just really bad.
Have you seen Velocipaster?
No, but it's definitely on my list.
I think it has almost 5 stars on Amazon. It is made with $30,000. It is so bad and so good at the same time. If you are like even slightly intoxicated in any way, it is hands down the best movie of all time.
Out Cold's the best
Wild.
movie of all time because it's
I
got
have to
Zach
watch that.
Galifianakis
It's in
and
Canada.
a Charger with a snowplow on the front of it. So
The
I think it's
best
a
part of
Charger.
Out Cold is when that guy's passed out drunk and they put him in the car and then they push it to where it's like spinning in a circle and then wake him up by screaming and he's like behind the wheel. It's like, I got it.
I might have to go watch this movie.
You didn't like
That
the
sounds pretty funny.
You didn't like the polar bear blowjob scene?
No.
Oh,
Maybe I
I thought
don't
it
watch
was
this
funny.
movie. You sold me, and then I was immediately out.
Big in, big out.
Yeah.
Zach Galifianakis, best name ever, by the way.
Pretty
But yeah,
solid.
so yeah, today we're talking WrestleMania.
So yeah, since we're not going to get a chance to finish out the dice rolling this session, as Ryan is out sick and none of us have his campaign notes, so
Also, I feel like
um,
us DMing would be an interesting experience because I don't respect Eric enough to let him be DM.
and she doesn't trust me. So here we are. Like,
it'd be real shady.
yeah.
Wow.
I'd be like, Clark, can I get you to roll some dice? And she goes, why?
Jeez.
Sus.
Make me, dork. Like,
Fucking nerds.
yeah. Which I don't know why you were wishing death on Ryan when the video started. If he's the only one you're gonna ST.
I was not. I was wishing it on
It's
Logan
canon.
Paul,
It's
which
canon.
is
It's
way
too late.
better.
Actually, that's
No.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
Um,
I think that I don't understand their fame and whatever.
Are you guys excited for Jake Paul to get a win over Mike Tyson?
I can't wait for that.
That is going to be the most staged
I hope Mike
boxing
Tyson's
match.
hungry.
That's going to be as staged as pro wrestling is.
I know. I hope Mike
If not
Tyson's
more.
hungry.
I hope Mike Tyson just forgets that it's supposed to be staged and actually goes in there and just commits. Like, I hope,
him.
I hope 1990s Mike Tyson shows up on like 6 rails of cocaine. And no
Got
food.
his tiger.
Here's the thing, man. Like,
I want Don King in his corner again. Like, let's just make it weird. Like,
my only thing is how do you as a person, like, I get it, it's selling tickets, he's making a lot of money and stuff like that. Like, power to you, man. But like, how are you bragging about fighting Mike at 58?
57.
When, like, yeah, if Mike was in his prime, the same age as you, like, there wouldn't even be a fight. Like, we would be debating on like what kind of body bag to put him in at the end of the like 30-second mark. Like,
he still outweighs Jake Paul like by 100 pounds, and Mike is
like,
not a hefty guy. Like, he's so big.
Didn't one of the brothers fight Mayweather as well?
Yeah, okay, but if you watch that fight, like, Mayweather's just playing with him, like, you know, like when a cat.
I think
like,
he
has
knocks
a
him out
fish.
in like the first 5
Like-
seconds, and then like holds him up for like 15 seconds. He's like, "Oh, we're gonna." But also, Mayweather's a defensive boxer, so he's never been an offensive one. He's there for the points. Not a fun fight to watch.
He's
Very
not.
tactical.
He is not a defensive fighter. He's a counter puncher, which is different.
Mm.
He's also a pace setter, which
And
is
very
not
boring.
exciting to watch because he controls
Very
the
boring
pace
to
of the
watch.
fight. It's not. Yeah, it's not exciting because he's not a knockout fighter.
No,
but
he's
it
just there
is-
for points. He
oh,
will
God, it's
work
such
the
a
points.
wildly good strategy. But he
don't
just gets other
disagree.
people out of their game. Is his
He's
big
just
thing is to get
boring.
everybody off their game and his pace.
Mayweather
But
also
I
fought
digress.
McGregor. I
He
thought?
did.
No.
Knocked McGregor
Did.
out too. TKO.
I thought
Nice.
McGregor actually in the first couple rounds didn't do horrible with him.
But it was only boxing, right? No MMA?
Yeah.
It was no
Okay.
MMA.
I
Yeah,
mean, McGregor grapples and has a pretty good ground game, so I could see how that might throw him off on that.
McGregor's big thing is timing, and like the timing in boxing is just way different than
Yeah.
MMA. And McGregor was getting played with the first like 4 rounds, because as soon as Mayweather figured out that McGregor was gassed, he just turned up the pace and just paced him.
Well,
It
boxing and
was
MMA,
bad.
yeah, they have 2 different like lengths. Because how
Sprint
many rounds is boxing?
3, maximum 5.
Is it okay? For some reason, I thought it was longer than MMA.
Boxing can go further.
MMA's 5.
Yeah,
Boxing
yeah,
can go to
boxing's 12.
16.
That's what I was like. I thought boxing could like double MMA.
It can go all the way to 16.
Ew, it's too much dancey footwork. If that one boxing anime that I've watched has taught me anything.
Oh, was it Hajime no Ippo?
Yeah, it was the one I watched at your house.
I love that one. That's one of my favorites.
And real quick, I would like to point out, I appreciate everybody that follows us on TikTok, but she does talk. I just want to say.
Say something for the people. Say something for the people, Clark.
Hi, friends. They let me talk. Isn't that so nice?
It's all thanks to them.
This whole episode started off with you wishing death on people. So.
Best bros ever.
Anyways, to get to the WrestleMania thing.
They just only post the videos where I don't talk.
It's just Clark sitting there.
Blame Riverside. I take clips that they make.
Oh. So you're trying to blame this on the man then?
But on what WrestleMania is this, by the way? Like,
40.
Which is it? Okay, I wasn't sure if it was 39 or 40.
WrestleMania 40. It's been going on for 40 years.
And it's sponsored by Snickers.
Yeah, they had one sponsored by Slim Jim, like last year.
That's because of Randy Savage.
That feels appropriate.
Slim Jim is the official food of pro wrestling.
I mean,
has been for a while.
That and cocaine.
That's not
such
a food.
A good.
That's fuel.
Dumb snack.
Know what we're talking about? Just go back and watch the Randy Savage Cream of the Crop promo, and you'll understand the cocaine reference. Because there's no way that man was not out of his gourd. 80s were a different time in pro wrestling.
I think you could just make that statement without pro wrestling. The 80s were just a different time.
I think my mom watches this. Mom, how was cocaine in the 80s? Better or worse? I'm going to get a phone call after this episode. I'm going to get a phone call. It's not going to be a pleasant one either.
Oh, Brock Lesnar's back in the WWE. How fun.
He never left.
I just saw him in MMA, so I assumed you couldn't do both at the same time?
No, he did both.
Oh, okay.
I
saw him get his ass handed to him in a heavyweight title fight.
He did. Well, that was after he had the intestinal issues. They had to cut out like 5 feet of intestines or something like that. Like, it just weakened his entire midsection. He cannot take a body shot.
Well, he does the same. I don't know if he does the same thing in wrestling that he does in MMA, but he just like comes out and spears people, and it's like the same opening move every single time. And it's like, this is really
big and he's
readable.
Fast and he's very strong.
He used to be a Viking, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, he played for the Vikings.
Yep.
He was like a 4-time NCAA college champion in wrestling.
I don't understand why I have so much information on Brock Lesnar like in my head.
You should look at Brock. You should look up Maya Lesnar, who is a NCAA athlete,
oh my god,
shot
she
putter,
looks like
and
him.
she looks
not
exactly
to be mean.
like her dad.
Yeah, it's scary.
Brock Lesnar is both the mother and father of that child. Because there's no way there's any other DNA besides his that made that child.
Strong
She's
genetics.
Fucking huge too. Like, she is ripped.
Yeah.
So when does she go into the WWE?
Hopefully soon, because she'll body bitches for free. Like,
you don't think she'll do UFC first?
No. Well, I mean, if she does, people need to be on alert. Like, that's a big lady. Is she gonna freaking crush some people, man? Like,
doesn't mean she moves quickly though.
She's bigger than Rhea Ripley.
Label. Yeah, tanks don't move quickly either, but they're still dangerous on the battlefield. Like,
yeah, not a lot of people fucking with a tank.
She's just, like I said, just huge. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about WrestleMania and my picks.
Yeah,
I'm trying to go 100% on this one. I did not take any picks from the heart in my list.
Ooh.
Mine are all based on looks. I'm looking at this scorecard and judging, and that's all.
All right, nice. Then let's just go one at a time. Let's start off with Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar. And I'm going to pick Rey and Dragon Lee on this one.
Really? I'm going the other way.
You're going Dom and Santos?
Yeah, dude,
No,
Dom's
Dom's
gonna
gonna
get
cost
some
Santos
wins.
the match, and then that's gonna
It's
lead to a Judgment
basically
Day Legado del Fantasma.
Last time they both fought together, didn't Dom lost and like Ray like embarrassed him, didn't he?
Yeah, like beat him with a sandal or his belt or something like that.
Yeah. So this is Dom's revenge tour. This is where Dom gets it.
I don't know. Mysterio's got them crazy eyes in this promo picture, so I think I'm gonna lean Mysterio over knockoff Chris Angel.
Who's knockoff Chris Angel?
I'm guessing that's Santos.
I don't know what
They're-
Chris Angel looks like. You're probably talking. Does he have a mullet, black hair, and a mullet?
He just has black hair, but no
That's-
mullet. But it's got like
No,
that.
Dirty-
It's giving
Dom has a
goth
mullet.
magician.
Goth
It's giving
magician
goth magician
vibes.
vibes.
All right. Well, I'm picking Ray and Dragon Lee for that one. Next one's Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill versus Damage Control, which is Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. And Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca it's a guarantee.
You think so?
Yeah, 100%, because they're setting up a title match between Jade Cargill and Io Sky.
I don't see pictures of them, so I have no comment.
Jade Cargill's brand new. This is her first WrestleMania. To come out and have a loss after how big of a signing she was is just not gonna happen. Like,
What card are they
I'll
fighting
give you
on?
that.
they're night one.
Yeah, it's 2 nights now. We can't
Yeah,
just
it's
do
2 nights,
one
Saturday
night of
and Sunday.
WrestleMania.
No, too many wrestlers need to have their moment. I mean, it's the showcase of the Immortals, man.
What are the Immortals?
Every WWE star, according to Vince McMahon.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, obviously. Next one, 6-pack ladder match for the tag team champs. So bear with me. This is going to be a long list of people I have to name off.
Oh my
so it's the
god.
Judgment Day of Damian Priest and Finn Balor. The Awesome Truth, which is The Miz and R-Truth, which R-Truth, one of my favorite comedic wrestlers of all time. Nothing bad can happen to R-Truth. I love that man. DIY, which is Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. The New Day of Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. New Catch Republic, which is Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. And then A-Town Down Under, which is Austin Theory and Grayson Waller.
Down
That's
under.
my team.
You're picking A-Town Down Under. All right.
What
With a name like that,
what
like, how
an
do you not?
interesting name.
I'm picking DIY.
They were my second choice because I also enjoyed that name.
Mostly, DIY. With the way the story's set up, I don't see any other tag teams that are just going to come and like rip the titles from Judgment Day. It would also be nice to see them get split because both belts are going to have to be up there. So I have a feeling maybe one's going to come up and get the blue belt, another one's going to come up and get the red belt, and then the tag team championships will be divided again. But it's going to be away from the Judgment Day, I think, because we're going to go into like a downward spiral of that particular faction for a little while to give some people some time off. But we'll get to that when we talk about night 2.
See, I just can't see this many people getting time off because, like, we were talking about Gunther before and like all these different people.
Gunther's
and then...
not getting time off. Gunther's going to the main event scene.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
Poor Gunther.
Gunther's going to lose his Intercontinental title belt and then immediately start challenging for a heavyweight title.
But we'll get to that.
Yeah, that match is coming up.
I'm just sharing links so people don't think I'm staring at my phone.
Who was your pick, Eric? I want to record everybody's and see who is the most right. I'm going to laugh if Clark gets all of them.
This is going to be like
That's
March
usually what
Madness.
happens.
Except for the fact that like I actually pay attention to basketball, like when all of my girlfriends are like, I like the color of their uniforms, and then they go and just have like a perfect bracket, and I'm like, y'all can get fucked.
What always happens though? People that don't know the sport
Spend 4
always do the
months
best.
studying stats, and you pick people based off mascots.
Oh, my great aunt Jan used to be the best. She would pick them off like how good they looked in their uniforms, and I was like, okay, fine. Woman went like 3 years with an almost perfect bracket.
Oh,
I'd probably go with
you guys didn't pick the Damage Control versus Bianca, Naomi, and Jade.
I'm
going Damage Control.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was
Both
going
of you
damage
guys are going
control.
Damage Control?
Yeah,
Not
Yeah.
happening.
I just
Okay.
like the name.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
can't
same.
see the new girl getting a win right off the rip either.
Oh, I
After
do.
you were just talking about it, and I was like, no, I can't see, like, right away, first WrestleMania. Be interesting.
She's getting a dub. They're launching.
might.
She's gonna be in the title hunt soon. Just watch.
That's really fast to do it because she just got signed.
By WWE, she's wrestled for AEW for a really long time. I guess not a really. It's like 2-3 years.
Yeah, but
Still though.
Yeah, we'll see.
So Six Pack Challenge. I chose DIY. She chose A-Town Down Under.
And whoever the first one was, that's what I'm going.
Judgment
so I'm
Day?
different than all of you. Yeah.
All right,
And
then
Judgment Day
our...
was a good like pay-per-view event back in the day with the Undertaker.
Yeah.
So I can't be.
God, that was for several years. Judgment Day was a pay-per-view, but now they're a faction led by Finn Balor.
He's coming up.
Next is brother versus brother, Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. The sons of Big Quiche. Those are Rikishi's kids having a match against each other.
Jimmy.
Like the fact that he's. I'm gonna go with main event Jey Uso because his name is Main Event.
There's a club here called Main Event.
There's a club
I'm
here
going
called Main
Jimmy.
Event.
Is it a club?
I have no idea.
Isn't
It's
it
a
like
thing called Main Event.
Yeah, I was like, I think it's like a playground.
I'm also picking Jey Uso.
Hell yeah!
Well, maybe Travis considers playgrounds clubs. We don't,
Maybe.
you know.
Yeah, there's little groups of kids that won't let you hang out unless you meet specific requirements. That's kind of like a club.
That's fair.
Yeah. Kids nowadays, they're very picky on their friends, Travis.
Yeah, they were picky when I was growing up too.
I don't like
Just
the way
kidding.
you
None of
said
them were
that.
cool enough to hang out with me anyway.
That's what I told myself as I cried alone in my room.
I had so many friends in like junior high and high school. Like everyone's like, I didn't have any friends, and I was like, I had a lot.
I had 3.
I wasn't one of the popular kids, but I had quite a few friends.
I was willing to
3.
embarrass
That's
myself
all
and
you
do
need.
crazy things when I was drinking, so everyone pretended
In
to
junior
like me.
high?
No, high
No,
school.
grade school.
Sorry,
That's when it
okay.
started. It was
It's like
Grade school? It's a little young.
7-year-old Eric just smashed drunk on the player. You guys want to see me do a backflip? Like,
chasing with Capri Suns. Actually, not a bad chaser.
I was like, man, as an adult, I just wish Capri Sun packets were bigger. Like,
They make the jumbo ones.
I was gonna say what you could do is you could slice the top a little bit and then you could seal them with like the sealers, like food savers.
The resealable bag things.
Yeah, so you can have a pre-mixed drink before you go out. Anyways,
What's our next card?
More tips from a pro-alcoholic Eric. Intercontinental Championship match: Gunther versus Sami Zayn.
that's Zayn. I think
I'm gonna give her a
Gunther's
chance
losing
to
it
look
too.
up the pictures and see who she picks.
She's going Gunther, but I think Zayn's gonna do it.
I don't sadly have. Oh no, there they are.
Gunther's done a lot of promos lately.
It says Gunther versus Sheamus on mine.
You are a year behind.
Oh.
That was last year's. So they're looking at last year's card.
Damn it, Reddit.
Looking for WrestleMania 40, not 39. You're looking for WrestleMania 40. It's gonna be a 4 and a 0.
Thanks. Took me long enough to find pictures of these people to begin with. I'll just go Gunther. That one sounds like fun.
Just gonna go Gunther. I'm going Sami Zayn.
How are these title matches the same year over year? Do we not get new people?
It's because Gunther's held the title for over a year.
Oh, okay.
They do a lot of that. Keep the belt forever now. In wrestling, it doesn't change as much as it used to.
Yeah, well, it also
now
they
I
need to
see.
have it.
Now I see the Rock and Aquaman. Okay.
Or Roman Reigns. It's whatever.
Why is Logan Paul still on this?
Yeah, it's because he's a pro wrestler. So it comes a shock to
bullshit.
He's signed with WWE.
Yeah, he actually signed to like do it more often now. It's becoming mainstream.
I hope he starts showing up like weekly. He's actually really talented. Like I love hating him. So
yeah,
that's true. He probably makes a great villain.
He was like Shawn Michaels when he first left the Rockers. Shawn Michaels was a bit of a villain in the beginning.
Yeah, he was also kind of a dick backstage. But that's because he had a whole bunch of like back problems and was on all sorts of pain meds. We'll talk about that in a later episode because that was a big problem in WWE for a long time.
Back problems. Carrying the organization.
Yeah. Sure. Back problems. We'll just avoid saying the word opioid crisis. Women's World Championship match, Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch.
Oh, Becky Lynch is going to take it. Rhea's had it for a while now. They're going to move it.
Clark to make her pick.
Which one's the redhead?
Becky Lynch.
Then
Big
not
time
her.
Bex. The man, Becky Lynch. So you're going with Muscle Mommy, huh?
Yeah, I'm definitely going. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The female.
I agree.
Goth
She can also
magician.
crush my head in her thighs.
Yeah. I wouldn't even resist. But
This
I'm
is
going to
how
pick
I'd
Becky
like
Lynch.
to die.
I think Becky Lynch is going to be the one to take the title off of her. I think Judgment Day is going to have like a little bit of a downturn here. They've been having some internal strife in the storyline.
It's always good to like pass it, and then even she could just get it back in the next main event.
Yeah,
it's not like they got to let her keep it. Like it'll at least liven it up a little bit.
Yeah, let it kind of hot potato for a minute, make it look like there's a whole bunch of people credible challengers to the title. But yeah, I would like Becky Lynch to walk away with the title as well. And then main event night 1, we have The Rock and Aquaman, or Roman Reigns as he is actually known, versus Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins.
Black Adam and Aquaman versus. That'd be great if they came out like that. Black Adam and Aquaman. Same galaxy too, so they could do it. Just
I don't
saying,
think they will.
Nerdverse.
There's no way the rights get shared for that.
That would be a huge boost. DC's in like shambles right now. They don't know what they're doing. They're still trying to figure out life.
I was talking about WWE hurting their stock.
Oh, yeah, that's actually probably true. They probably don't want to do it. Disney thinks it's a great idea, though. I mean, The Rock's going to win. He's not going to lose at WrestleMania. That's like the unfortunate downside to this, is like The Rock just isn't not going to lose. He's too big. He's like one of the leaders now.
He's a board member.
He's not going to lose. It's not going to happen.
I mean, The Rock for nostalgia. Like, I can smell what he's cooking.
Well, we're in agreement because The Rock and Roman Reigns are going to win that tag match. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Here's my official prediction. Rock and Roman Reigns win. Cody is going to take the pin. That way Seth still stays strong for his title match in night 2. Rock gets a win for WrestleMania. Roman has the advantage going in for the night 2 title defense against Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes gets to still have that underdog story with the cards stacked against him. And Seth Rollins doesn't take the pin, so he still has the appearance of strength in his match in night 2. So that's the main event for night 1. So moving on to night 2, let me scroll to where it's at.
Ooh.
6-man tag action of the almighty Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, which is Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, versus the final testament of Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain, which is Occam and Razor.
Anything biblical is a win in my book. So, yeah, let's go with that second one.
Given the sacrilegious things you've said, maybe that's the closest you're going to get to Jesus.
I do own the script to Dogma, and it's autographed. So, just throwing that out there.
Actually kind of cool.
I mean,
it's not
Buddy
a religious
Jesus.
thing, but whatever.
Buddy Jesus. You don't remember that?
Though I like Dogma.
Which one is the one that has the guy who looks like he's from Dodgeball in it? From the snake team.
Lashley. Yeah, it's got
like the fitness consigliere.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go his team.
That's the almighty Bobby Lashley.
I will go the almighty Bobby Lashley.
Big time Bob. I just want you to know that Bobby Lashley has been that big since he debuted in like the early 2000s. Like that man has been a fucking giant his whole career.
Like physically or just as a person? I can't tell if he's
super
large
strong.
or not.
Yeah, he's like 6'4" and just absolutely cut out of his mind.
I just liked his super gym outfit.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain on this one.
Oh, wow.
So
I mean,
that one guy does have a pretty chiseled jaw.
We just had Easter too. Just saying that could play
I don't think
into
that plays into the storyline, but thank you for making. Why don't you bring Pikachu up during the next match? We can talk about him a little bit.
Well, I mean, the New Testament people, and then we just had Easter.
This
I'm
is an
seeing
easy
a connection.
This is an easy pick on this next match. Like easy to predict the winner, I should say. We've got LA Knight, your boy, and then the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Oh, dude, that's a hard one, man. That's probably the hardest one. Like, I don't know who. I think it's gonna be LA Knight.
It's
but
for
I still,
sure going to be LA Knight.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
such a
just gonna
hard
go
one.
LA Knight.
Let's see.
Because the other
AJ
guy just
Styles
looks like
is-
LA
Make
Knight
sure-
with long hair.
Make sure you tag the real LA Knight when you post this clip on Instagram. You're
Okay.
winning, LA Knight. You're winning.
All right, what time is it?
I
I'm
know
clipping it. 30:43.
Next up is the U.S. Championship triple threat match of Logan Paul, Clark's favorite person on the planet, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens. And
Is Randy Owen my favorite person?
Randy Orton.
Check out Randy Orton. He does the RKO out of nowhere. I'm not gay, but Randy Orton's a good-looking dude.
I mean, he was my pick just because he's smirking at me in this picture, and the other two look like they want my sandwich.
Kevin Owens
so I'm
probably
gonna
does
go-
want your sandwich. Like that's an
That's-
accurate statement. Like
he's
kind of a bully.
Oh, then yeah, I'm going with Randy Orton,
He
the
wants
clearly
my
not
sandwich.
bully out of those three,
He wants
who
my
might
sa-
let me at least have half my sandwich.
Yeah,
I'll
there's
share
a chance.
the sandwich with you. I'm also picking Randy Orton.
Yay, I'm doing good at this. I always feel good when Travis has my picks.
That's probably my riskiest pick too. Is Randy
Oh,
Orton
no.
on this one? Yeah.
I
But
see. I
I
don't
think
think he's
given
gonna
his
win because I
return-
think he's passing the buck.
I don't think he's still young enough. He can still carry a title. And I think they need to refine Logan Paul a little more. He's still a little rough as far as moves go. Does a great job selling moves though. Of like the celebrities that have become pro wrestlers, he's probably one of the best at selling big
Well,
maneuvers.
Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee wasn't a celebrity. He was a pro athlete. Like lots of pro athletes become professional wrestlers.
Logan Paul's winning.
Okay. We'll see. Like I said, this is my riskiest pick in picking Randy Orton, but I think he's going to come away with the title.
To the moon.
That's
where he's going. Logan Paul. To the moon.
Sure. First heavyweight championship match for this card is going to be the women's WWE championship of Io Sky versus Bayley. Io Sky wins.
Really?
Yep.
I think Bayley.
I do want Bayley to come back out as the huggable one. Like, I want the big floaty, like, inflatable tube men. I want her to have her little side ponytail and to have her shirt that says I'm a hugger, because that was my favorite character she's done. But she's the huggable one.
Just hugging
So wait,
people.
But Bayley's
Why
going to
is-
lose, for sure.
why is Sky gonna win?
Because Io Sky is going to be in a feud with Jade Cargill for the title. Io Sky retains.
I think Bayley wins it.
I
like
like
Bayley.
Bayley as well, and I don't even like to agree with Eric.
Io Sky wins.
You just like saying her name.
I don't.
That's a fun
But
name.
she's gonna come away with the title because she's gonna feud with Jade Cargill for sure. I'm certain.
Not sold.
That's
I can't wait for you.
It's one of my
Can't
easy
wait.
picks. It's one of my. I'm
Can't
gonna
wait
get
for
this
this.
card so wrong, but World Heavyweight Championship: Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. Elena's gonna love this, but I'm going with Drew.
Oh my gosh, they look like the same person.
McIntyre and who? Sorry, I missed the second one.
Seth freaking Rollins, the architect,
I'm-
Mr. Monday Night,
I'm gonna go with that guy. He has way more cool names.
over Drew McIntyre, the Scottish Terminator, the Highland Psychopath.
Yeah,
See, I think
they
McIntyre
look like the
wins.
same person.
But
You
I
should see them standing next to one another because one of them is very tall and the other
I was
one
like,
is very
one
not.
looks a lot taller. Does Reach have anything to do with the WWE since it's all like scripted?
no.
If it does to you, it does.
Okay.
It's the joy of it. But Drew,
I
for
will
sure,
say-
the Scottish Terminator's taking that fight.
I think Seth
I'm gonna go.
Rollins though is going to move on to a CM Punk thing after
Stop
this, and
it,
that's why
Eric.
Drew wins. I do.
I think CM Punk is going to go into a Drew feud once he's healed up because Drew was the one that injured him.
Really?
Yeah, that's the easy feud. I think Seth Rollins is going to take some time off to heal nagging injuries. And with Becky as a champion, someone's going to need to spend more time at home with their daughter.
Or were they married?
Seth, yes. Seth
Oh, okay.
Rollins drops the title to Drew, and Seth gets to go be a stay-at-home dad while he recovers from some back injuries.
Some back injuries.
He actually legit has back injuries.
real
Not
ones,
like the
yeah.
80s, not like the 80s and
Not the
90s back
80s back
injuries where
injury.
they're just popping pills and getting on planes drunk.
Fair.
Sounds like most of my 20s. Not the
And then-
pills part, just the drunk on planes.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Oh,
this
Eric.
is.
Learn so much about you every episode.
I never liked those things.
Pills or planes?
Column A, column B.
I liked planes because they served booze in the airport at 8 in the morning, and you didn't feel bad if you were drinking that early. So traveling was fun.
You still should.
Other people were doing it, so it's not a bad thing
To be
when you're
fair, I
traveling.
will give you the airport is like a parallel universe vibe.
See? I couldn't do that if I went to Applebee's. It'd be weird at 8 in the morning. But
if you're in an Applebee's at an airport,
just drink
fine.
a mimosa.
yeah, because
That's
then
what
you're just
all
having
of us
brunch.
white women do, yeah.
I did get thrown out of a breakfast place beside Ohio State for drinking too many mimosas at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Us are shocked.
I'm actually shocked because Ohio's a pretty heavy drinking state. My cousins can put them away. So
Well, yeah,
if you go
Ohio.
to Wisconsin, I would
I
like to see you get kicked out of a bar in Wisconsin.
Challenge is possibly accepted depending on what my passport says.
You have kids. It's time to slow down.
I have actually. I've only drank twice in the last. How many months are we into? 4 months.
It's April. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty good considering I only drank once last year.
I'm proud of you.
Winning. I'm
I
proud
hope
of
you
me
know
too.
that.
Thank you. It's the little things.
It is.
All thanks to the power of Pikachu.
And
Thanks to power of anime.
Yeah, it's gonna be Eric's new religion. It's the Church of Pikachu.
No.
Pikachu could win in a fight against God.
Technically, Ash did throw Pikachu at a god.
That's fair. Yeah, he did throw his electric rat at a god.
I'm just, they're both thunder, right? God is equivalent of Zeus, so they're both they nullify each other. But Pikachu,
right, sort of WWE match.
The super
Pikachu versus Logan
I think we need
Paul.
to bring back Celebrity Deathmatch, and we need to do the Royal Rumble with Pikachu as the number one.
That cartoon.
And then people just run in, and he just deals on them.
Puts them into cardiac arrest.
How would he deal with Luffy?
He had quick attacks and stuff like that. Oh, that's
true. Yeah, he would completely
Luffy's
be
already
against
proven
Luffy.
himself against an electric god.
Oh, Stim, 1 minute. Couldn't he turn his tail into steel? Wasn't that one of his attacks too?
Doesn't matter.
No idea.
The god could heat up. God could heat up metal and also manipulate it that way. So I think Luffy beats Pikachu just out of pure being rubber.
Pikachu was able to electrocute rock. I'm just throwing this out here, pure rock.
Yep.
I feel like he could do
that has minerals with metal.
He could do
potential to run a current through rock, not a potential to run a current through rubber.
Mm-hmm.
It's a perfect
figure it out.
Luffy wins.
I am so excited. Just Luffy punching Pikachu. All right, back to the main event.
So
the main event of the evening.
Of night 2 is Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes.
Dude, if Cody Rhodes doesn't win it, I never want to talk wrestling again.
Cody Rhodes needs to win this one because there's literally no legitimate contender for Roman Reigns after this, if I'm being honest. If he somehow retains, there's nowhere for this story to go.
Is Cody Rhodes old?
No.
He looks young in one picture, and then they get him from the other side, and he does not look that young. So I'm trying to
early
figure
30s?
out.
I don't remember. See, I always think of Gold Dust when I think of him for some reason. I know that's it's not him, but I always think of Gold Dust.
That's Dustin Rhodes.
Right. But
I'm gonna
Unfortunately
go
for Cody,
the Nightmare Cody Rhodes.
The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
it's like it can't be anybody else. If it is, I'm telling
Yeah.
you, I don't want to talk wrestling ever again. It's fucking, you can't do that. Like the story, it's already
Considering this is his
ridiculous.
second time in the main event and
Fighting the
two-time
same
back-to-back
fucking guy.
Royal Rumble winners, yeah, it's the same guy.
Like, goddamn.
Well, and it's one of those things where the storyline with Roman Reigns has gotten very tired in the fact that Roman Reigns has a match. It looks like he's going to lose. The bloodline interferes. He retains because of like shady goings on.
What's the
Repeat.
bloodline?
That's his faction he's a part of.
Oh, the most run into the ground thing ever in wrestling.
It's been going on for like
Jesus.
4 years now, going on 4 years, and it's just very tired. Like, it's a very tired storyline.
Someone paid a lot of money to keep it around, I'll tell you that.
People can just interfere in your match?
No, they're not supposed to, but like, they'll distract the referee, or the referee will be like doing something else, and like they'll run in and like super kick Cody Rhodes, and then Roman Reigns will magically like pop up and spear him.
Or like Virgil used to always help out outside the ring for what was it,
like,
Mr. Perfect or Ted DiBiase.
So they're like rodeo clowns.
Sort of. They distract the referee and then go in and attack whoever Roman Reigns is fighting.
And we're really all just like, oh yeah, the ref doesn't see that other dude just drop kick that other. Okay.
Yeah, it's professional wrestling. You know those moments where you have to like let go of physics and logic to enjoy a sci-fi or like fantasy movie a little bit?
That's wrestling.
Like WWE has a long history, like between that and then the ref bumps, which I'm so glad we have gone away from, like the ref bumps.
What are ref bumps?
It's where they inadvertently knock into the referee and he magically is made of glass. Because it'll be like, oh, I bumped the referee with my shoulder and he's out just like a light.
And like UFC refs can like literally like tackle people and fucking.
Yeah. I was about to ask, next question, has a referee ever been like, screw this and like become a part of the match? Or I'm assuming they've like pulled off their little referee outfit and you're like, oh my God, it's
so like they do special guests, like referees sometimes. So like Mike Tyson's been a special guest referee.
Snoop Dogg.
I feel like I would notice Mike Tyson and
Snoop
they don't
Dogg
try
to
being
hide
referees.
it when it's a special guest referee.
Oh, okay, got it.
But there have been some
tried
where
to
like
disguise them.
Shawn Michaels wore like a really obvious like fake mustache one time for one. John Cena tried to disguise himself as a referee one time, but his forearms are like
stand still,
this big around. Dude,
he just has to stand
those
still.
Aren't forearm muscles on John Cena. Those are obviously tumors. Like, no one's arms are that big around at the wrist. Like, it's obscene.
Touche.
Like, it's not.
He does
real.
a lot of those grippy exercises. I think I got one of those as like a gag Christmas gift. Those things are actually a stupid hard workout.
An eye on the chat of our live stream, like I said I was going to. There's nothing.
Quiet.
Okay, nobody said anything.
So James mentioned Kaiju 8 is what he was watching.
Yes.
He's playing TFT, and he's reading Malice by John Gwynn.
On TFT came out. I actually heard that news from Bones because I don't actually play TFT. But
what's TFT?
I have Malice. Very good book. I like all of his books.
John Gwynn?
Yeah.
Is it
he also has
fantasy books?
Yeah, there's one. It's The Shadow of Gods. I think is a duology. Also very good by him. I haven't finished the Malice series yet. I got through book 1 and I have to go buy the rest.
Bones and I have been reminiscing on fantastically like wild WWE spots from the past, and I will send like Instagram reels and stuff to one another of like weird stuff that have gone down.
Should just share it on the page.
I do have a wish.
My constant attempts at supplying media.
I do have a wish in pro wrestling. I know it's not going to happen, but like if all of my dreams could come true in professional wrestling, there would be one wrestler allowed to show up at any promotion, and that's R-Truth. R-Truth should be able to just walk in to any, like he's the king of comedic wrestling, and like he's 10 years older than John Cena, but he refers to John Cena as his childhood hero. He mimics John Cena's moves in the ring sometimes. Like he even does the 5-knuckle shuffle and everything. Like amazing.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of want Kevin Hart to try his hand at WWE. For some reason, that seems
Why?
really funny to
Hasn't
me.
he been
I don't
on
know.
there before?
I feel like he should be the king of like little people wrestling.
Well, that's why it's like The
that's
Rock
so
could kind of
mean.
like use him like a ladder, and I think they'd be an adorable
Like a
tag team.
projectile, probably.
Yeah,
There's no way
he could-
Kevin Hart holds up The Rock's weight.
Oh, he could use him as a spear and just throw him, and he could
Yeah, just
spear into people.
swing him like by his heels like a baseball bat.
I-
I would like to see
WWE
Kevin Hart
dream.
as a special guest referee one day, but that's the extent of
That'd
it.
be adorable.
But yeah, my dream is to one day have R-Truth just walk into AEW and just be like, I'm here to challenge Triple H for a Money in the Bank qualifying match. And they're going to be like, none of those people work here. And he's like, but I saw Big Show and Mark Henry in the back. And they were like, no, this is a different company. He's going to be like, really? And then just leave and then have him show up on like a taping for New Japan Pro Wrestling and challenge for like an AEW title of some kind, and they're just gonna be like, we're not doing that here. And he goes, what? And then like goes back to WWE and calls out Billy Gunn, who's
Is he still
signed to
wrestling?
AEW now. Yeah, Billy Gunn still wrestles. He
was-
got us
he was
with the
good.
fake retirement. I fell for it.
They all do that. That's like Edge. Was it Edge? Yeah.
Edge just decided he was done with WWE.
Yeah, but he made it seem like he was retired, and then out of nowhere came back.
I don't know if it was out of nowhere. I think the writing was kind of on the wall for him to make an AEW
I mean, I
run.
called it from the beginning. He was coming back.
I said there was
knew.
a 50-50. I do love his feud with Christian. It was so good. If for those of you that don't know how he won the TNT title, he put Christian in the Tree of Woe in the turnbuckle. That's where you tie their arms up with the ropes so they can't get loose.
Whoa.
That's what it's called.
Who comes up with these names?
Honestly, most professional wrestling moves get named in Japan.
Okay.
Makes sense.
But then he just repeatedly kicked Christian in the balls, and then finally hit him in the balls with the spiked bat.
Okay.
Yeah, it was during an I Quit match, so you just did stuff until the other person decided to quit, and then he hit Christian in the nuts with the spike bat, and he was like, I quit! And I was like, I'd have quit after the first low blow. Like, I'd have been like, yeah, I'm done.
Wrestling has really taken a change from the 90s, it sounds like.
Yeah, like, they do all of this without being addicted to opioids, which is wild.
I just want a new
Now
Stone
it's
Cold.
steroids.
I just remember people getting tombstoned, and I was like,
Or leg drops.
Everybody likes.
That's
such a stupid finisher. It's the lamest finisher in the world is Hulk Hogan's lame leg drop. At least Macho Man's elbow came from like the top rope, and like the people's elbow, he at least puts some showmanship into it. All Hulk Hogan does is jump up and then drop a leg across somebody. Like,
do you know what I didn't know? I didn't know Andre the Giant could not get up if he was in the middle of the ring. So I was watching this thing about Hogan to like prep for like WrestleMania stuff, and he was talking about how like when they fought at WrestleMania, like he had to keep, if he was knocking him down, he had to knock him down near the rope so he could use the ropes to get up. Like, and they didn't know.
He was
and
a big guy.
Yeah, and he didn't know if he was going to slam him or not. It was like decided like during the match and shit. I was like, golly, that's crazy.
So there was very few people that Andre the Giant would allow to body slam him, because there was a bunch of people that could pick him up and actually do it. Hulk Hogan wasn't even the first, by the way, to body slam Andre the Giant.
I thought he was the first.
Nope.
Who was the first?
His mom.
Probably.
Nice. I want to say it was Lex Luger or Mr. Perfect?
No way, Mr. Perfect. I don't like that guy.
It was somebody
so
beside. It was not Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan just got famous for doing it during WrestleMania. But he had been body slammed before.
Wasn't it WrestleMania 3?
I think 4?
3 or 4.
Hulk Hogan.
Because he's boring.
He's not a real American. That's what he's telling you. That's what he's saying.
Hulk Hogan's so boring. I hate the fact that he was a backstage politician so bad. I hate the fact that he chose who he would like.
Yeah, but
he
had the ear thing.
Wouldn't put other people over when they needed to be put over.
I don't know what being put over means. So
he wouldn't take he wouldn't be
take
pinned
a loss
if he decided to. He just decided he was not going to lose. Like, he was the worst about it. Everyone always talks about how bad Shawn Michaels was, and Shawn Michaels was bad, Not justifying it. Hulk Hogan, way worse.
I mean, I get Hogan a little bit more only because he was there at a weird time and he did a lot. I don't condone it, by the way. I do like the song "I Am a Real American" and like dancing around to it. It's so awesome.
Such a ridiculous entry there. And it's him like fake playing the guitar in the video. Like it's so obviously
awesome.
bad.
Like I don't know how you can't love that. And then like he made that TV show with the speedboat right after that. Like I was loving Hogan in like the 90s. It's the greatest. Was Tropic Thunder? Was that what it was called? Hogan could do it all, man. He could sing. He could.
No, Tropic Thunder was the Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
What was
Tom
it? Was
Cruise.
Thunder something? Hogan was
From
in a
Down
TV show where he was on like a fancy
That's a strip
speedboat.
show.
What?
Could also be on a speedboat.
But yeah, I mean, I get it. Yeah, Hogan didn't do some stuff, and like, yeah, the finisher wasn't cool, but he was a decent showman. Like, it wasn't. Bret Hart was another one too. He was kind of cheesy, but he could wrestle.
He could wrestle. Yeah, he could perform. I liked Bret Hart. He's gotten to where he's kind of
the grumpy old man.
Yeah, he's turned into like a really grumpy old man.
Thunder in
Bill
Paradise.
Thunder in Paradise. That's right.
That's because Bill Goldberg still doesn't want to admit that he hurt a lot of people, and the only reason I'm saying that is because other wrestlers said it. I don't know if he did. I'm not me, but like other wrestlers have come out and say it several times. Like he kicked Bret Hart in the head so hard he made him angry. Like we're just saying.
Yeah, it's a weird emotion to have when you get kicked in the head.
He ended Bret Hart's career. Yeah, like he gave him a pretty severe concussion. He gave Undertaker like a pretty bad concussion during their match. Actually, both of them ended up concussed in their match in Saudi Arabia. Because Goldberg concussed Undertaker, and then Undertaker nearly dropped Goldberg, which caused him to be concussed, and so both of them were just kind of like flopping around the ring.
Like Steve Young in the 80s.
That was also Steve Young was 90s.
Yeah, he got 2 concussions in one game, supposedly.
Yep.
Great guy. Oh, and James says Stone Cold Stunner, and the Shadow of Gods is fire.
Yeah.
Stone Cold Stunner is a fantastic finisher. It's probably one of the most iconic of all time.
Oh, I love it when they oversell it too. Like after he hits it and they like do some crazy shit when they're flopping around.
Austin Theory and Grayson Waller both sell the stunner so well from Kevin Owens. It's amazing. Austin Theory sold the stunner into an RKO, and I thought that was pretty funny too.
My absolute favorite move is the stunner. Like if I make a character in WWE games, they have
always the stunner. Dude. So you know the big oversells from The Rock on the stunner? Do you know that was a bet that he had with Stone Cold?
I did not know that. I did watch a special about it, but I didn't hear that part.
The bet was that if The Rock could get Stone Cold to like break kayfabe and like laugh or smile about the stunner, The Rock got a case of beer. And if Stone Cold could keep his composure, no matter how wildly The Rock sold the stunner, Stone Cold would get the beer. And so that was their running bet backstage. The Rock was just like, case of beer's mine, and he would sell the shit out of that stunner. He'd like flop off the ropes and then like have a seizure on the ground with it. And
well, I mean, if you just look at their acting careers, you could definitely tell who could sell a little bit better. Sorry, Stone Cold, love you, man, but those movies are fucking awful. I don't know if you have I don't know what to say, man. Like
he was only the lead in a single movie, and it was The Condemned, and it was not great. No, it was.
He had another one.
What one?
He had a couple. I don't remember the names of them, but yeah, he had a couple movies where he was on the cover, like not mainstream.
Yeah, that was The Condemned. That was the only one ever. Yeah.
But yeah, no, he had like 2 or 3.
He was in The Expendables too, where he played like a side character.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he beat the crap out
of. I totally forgot about that.
Sylvester Stallone. Yeah, there's like. Do you know how many movies Kevin Nash has been in that you don't know Kevin Nash has been in the movie?
Oh no, he's been in like Wick. He's been in The Replacements.
John Wick. He was in the Replacements?
No, not The Replacements.
He was in The Longest Yard.
Yeah.
Do you know
I have no reference for who this person is.
Do you know that he was the Super Shredder?
Yes, I remember
that. Second Ninja Turtles
yeah.
movie.
Yeah,
that's Kevin Nash in that big spiky suit.
Do you know he really got stabbed in The Punisher? I think we talked about that before, but he actually got stabbed. Like they forgot to switch out the knives, and he really gets stabbed in that scene, like in his shoulder. That's a true knife going in there. God,
Acting, man.
I guess that's why he looks surprised. Dude,
Yeah.
Kevin Nash is a big friggin' dude. Like, I've seen him live. Like, he's like every inch of 6'10", if not a little more, when he puts those wrestling boots on. Like, that dude is a behemoth.
They
Okay,
have
so
heeled boots?
Yes. If they want to
okay,
bill you at 7 foot, they make sure you stand at 7 foot.
Oh my
So-
god, it's so cute. They're little
Yeah.
platforms.
They're
I
not
need
platforms, they're
some.
just big heeled.
I'd like to be taller. How do I
Yeah,
get
they're little
some?
platforms.
That's not a
Anyways.
platform has it at the front too.
Oh my god, they're in actual just heels?
It's a boot.
Wouldn't that make it hard to move?
John Bradshaw Layfield wrestled in cowboy boots his entire career.
Oh, dude, Bradshaw's good.
Horrible.
So some Stone Cold movies: Tactical Force, Recoil.
Didn't he do like a baby movie or something like that? Like
Package?
The Nanny or something?
No, that's The Rock.
Package. The
Hi.
Rock did one. Triple H also did one.
Maximum
what I'm saying.
Conviction.
Chaperone.
Yeah, there we go.
I actually like The Chaperone. I thought it was kind of a good movie.
I loved
Um,
Triple H in the Blade movie.
Hunt to Kill, Chain Command, The
Triple H-
Stranger.
Triple H has my favorite line from like Blade 3 where he's talking to Ryan Reynolds when he goes, "Hey, dipshit, have you seen my dog?" Is that the little vampire Pomeranian?
Yeah, so Steve Austin's done some movies. He's got
He's
quite the
like-
repertoire.
Sure, so does The Miz, right? Nobody's beating his door down to give him an Academy Award.
I don't know who that is either.
He
Mike
was on
Mizanin?
Real World.
Yeah, he was MTV famous before he was a
Yep.
wrestling star.
Really watch The Real World.
Oh, you were
I never
missing out
watched
in
a
the early
single episode.
seasons. The early seasons were serious business.
But
They
yeah,
went
old
road
Mike.
rules.
Mike Mizanin. I can't believe WrestleMania has been going on for 40 years, though. Like
I
that's
can.
true. You've been alive for all of it, though.
I've been alive for a good chunk of it.
So of the
Technically, we all
like,
have.
I was like, yeah, wait a minute.
All of Stone Cold's movies are terrible, James says, but his videos on his ranch are amazing.
Yeah, he does
And
one
he
where he
does-
does the daily update for his cat, and then
He does a lot of different
I
stuff.
think he started his own Instagram account for one of his chickens that everyone just decided was going to be popular from his Instagram reels.
He also does some really good wrestling interviews. Like, I've watched a lot of his interviews for wrestling. Like, I have learned a lot.
His Broken
Like-
Skull IPA is actually not bad as far as IPAs go,
I
too.
can't do
Like, his
IPAs.
beer's pretty good.
I'd rather lick,
Um,
swamp ass than...
His podcast is super good, too. His podcast was the one where everyone's childhood was ruined when he introduced The Undertaker as Mark Calloway, and everyone collectively shit a brick.
So he's
like,
the one that came out
unreasonably
with... I did not know it was his
Yeah,
show,
that was
but
his
his show
podcast.
is really good. Like, I don't watch the whole thing. Sorry, Stone Cold. But I do,
Yeah, don't
like,
let him
Sure,
when I
he's
catch
offended.
clips.
Yeah, I'm sure he watches the show.
He should be. I'm amazing. But so when I catch a show, I catch like clips and things like that, and I'll watch the whole thing. And it is really
Like
good. Like, it's
minute-long
cool.
TikToks?
A little bit longer usually. Like, I'll find some stuff on YouTube. But yeah, minute-long TikToks a lot of times. He's good. He's like his
Yeah,
show,
his
like the
interviews are
question he
super good.
asks, and like people really open up. Like I love when they're talking about like the Dudley brothers fighting like the Hardy Boys and stuff with the
Mhm.
ladder matches and shit, and like how
I had no idea.
one of the
that
Dudleys didn't like heights and all these different things. I was
Devon
like,
was terrified of heights, and like they were all like, "You don't have to do this. We can find someone else to do the spot. It's gonna be fine." He's like, "No, I'm gonna do it." And then like he said, he got up there and he was shaking so bad he couldn't grab the thing to hold on to because his hands were just like shaking so bad.
and they were trying to figure out like how to do the ladder thing at one point. They said like they were in there for days, the triple threat match, like ladder match thing with Edge and Christian, the Dudley brothers and everything like that. And finally, like one of the guys on the outside was named like Rhino or something like that. He's like, "Why don't you just walk the ladder over?" So that's what they ended up doing after like all
Yeah.
these like hours and days or whatever of planning. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah,
That right there is three of the greatest tag teams ever, by the way.
100%
Like,
agree.
The Hardy Boys and like Edge and Christian and the Dudley. I don't think the Dudleys got enough credit ever in wrestling.
They got a ton of credit. Are you kidding? I'm pretty sure they're already in the WWE Hall of Fame.
I just don't see them as much, I guess. Like whenever I look at anything wrestling, like I've even actually seen like the Bushwhackers more than I have like stuff
you want
about
to talk
the
about
Dudleys.
one that really doesn't get the credit they deserve as like an impactful tag team? That's the New Age Outlaws.
Yeah, they got shit on a lot, but they didn't let them win a lot of good matches. Like they lost a lot of.
They had some classics, man. Are you kidding me?
They
had
did, but they
had the
lost. Like that was
dumpster
the
match
downside.
against Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie. Like that's iconic.
Yes. No, I remember. Like, yeah, it was really good. Like
everyone always just remembers them as part of Degeneration X and not as
No.
like a standalone tag team, and they were so good. But I'm a huge Billy
DX
Gunn fan, so
DX or NWO, which one was better? Like before
DX.
NWO got fucking crazy with red, white, and half
Still
of the
DX.
fucking. Really? Oh man.
Better promos, better mic skills, better booking, better storytelling. Ooh, little echo.
Oh. It's because she took her headset off. It's all right.
Yeah, there's no contest in my opinion. It's 100% DX over NWO.
Yeah, I did like their promos a little bit better, like the stuff they did off screen, like when Shawn Michaels was cooking in that kitchen and like Triple H is there and stuff like that. That was all cool.
Their best
wasn't
one was
bad.
still the State of the Union address, where do you not remember that one where they're told us like we're no longer allowed to say the words shit,
Yeah.
goddamn, bitch, and like they just keep going on. He's like, well, you just said them, and he was like, yeah, but it's on the list.
Isn't that was when they thought they were gonna get fired, wasn't it?
No,
because they were so aggressive. Like at one point, like with the way they were doing their promos.
No, that was the one where they went to the ring and were wearing nothing but jock straps decorated as Christmas hats.
Oh yeah, I mean they almost got fired a few times from what I saw in like interviews and stuff like that. Like they were so out there with their promos. Like
the network nearly pulled their TV rights because Triple H and Shawn Michaels did that unscripted, and so that was the big one. That's when they did that. After that was when they did the State of the Union one, where they were like, "We are no longer allowed to say," and like they go through this long list of all the stuff that they've gotten in trouble for.
By the way, they took that from George Carlin because he did a whole stand-up about it.
That's fair. I mean, wrestling mimics like real life all the time. So
it's so good though.
That was like that promo was amazing. And not to sell NWO short, having Hulk Hogan turn heel and join the NWO was a stroke of genius. That was probably one of the best heel turns that has ever happened in pro wrestling. But as far as the lifetime of the group, DX is just better. NWO got stupid.
Yeah, it got too big, got too dumb. Then you had white versus red. Like it got. That's what I was saying. Like at its prime, like which would be better. And you're probably right because like Kevin Nash and like their promos were all right, but they were not on the same level as the big guys. That's valid.
I have absolutely no idea what you guys are talking about.
It's two factions from way back.
Yeah, please make sure you cue in at least once every minute, so that way we don't make anybody upset.
Yeah, we need to make sure you talk a bunch. So
yeah,
I'm timing it, but no. Also, my headphones just died, so I'm like also trying not to reverb over here. So I'm like clicking my mic on and off very ferociously.
We noticed you were having some technical difficulties on that side.
I'm trying to think. I think that's like, all right. What's your favorite WrestleMania? Which one?
My
did you
favorite
say?
WrestleMania?
Or did you not say? Because we got into talking.
Oh,
we got
I
off
didn't
topic.
say. I gotta remember which number it was, but it's Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker.
Oh, they were so good. I mean, Mankind versus The Undertaker is probably the best fights, but like Shawn Michaels and Undertaker was solid.
WrestleMania 25.
I'm gonna go 7 only because I like that number.
Let's see who main evented WrestleMania 7. I bet it was fucking.
I was like, was that a good one? Did I pick good?
Ultimate Warrior.
Terrible wrestler.
But he was so good at going.
Yeah, I'm just shaking the ropes and screaming again when cocaine was very prevalent in wrestling.
Dude, he was like not to shit on him, but
of course Hulk Hogan was in that in WrestleMania 7.
Well, I mean, you knew he was there. No way he mainlined.
No, he headlined.
Are you fucking
WrestleMania 7. Yeah, it was him versus Sergeant Slaughter.
Oh, that had to be good.
I
At
feel
least
like
Sergeant
I accidentally
Slaughter
picked
can
a pretty
wrestle.
good one.
It's not bad.
I mean, the rest of the card, as long as that was good. Your main event wasn't the best, though. Sergeant Slaughter and fucking
Sergeant Slaughter
Hogan.
wasn't bad, but yeah, him against Hulk's not going to be great.
No, it's gonna be so boring.
Oh, this was the first WrestleMania not to feature Jesse the Body Ventura as a color commentator.
Oh,
Yeah, it was Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan.
we were missing out there.
Of course it was. Why wouldn't it be those individuals?
Hacksaw Jim Duggan was there. I love Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Anybody could. It's expensive now to throw around a 2x4 like that. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, with as expensive as what it is.
That poor guy.
Let's see.
Oh, James says, okay, I'm not good with Roman numbers. XIX.
19?
I think that's 19. XIX, yeah, that's 19. Sorry, everybody.
Let's see who main evented that one.
Thank you, main school systems. Just throwing that out there.
Main event matches.
You done did well.
Booker T and Triple H, that was a good one. I love Booker T. He wildly
he was
underrated.
Well, it's because he spent a lot of his time in WCW. By the time he got to WWE, he was a little bit older and on the downslide a little bit.
Well, and McMahon punished every WCW headliner that made the switch.
Yes, sir. Because DDP didn't do well in the WWE. Flair's the only one that did kind of good.
Yeah, but he had switched back and forth.
That's I was about to mention.
This was the WrestleMania where Brock Lesnar very nearly broke his neck trying to do a shooting star press onto Angle.
Ooh. Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
That guy almost died for wrestling.
Kurt Angle? Yeah, he nearly died being an Olympic gold medalist. He finished the Olympics with an actual broken neck. That's the same one where Chris Jericho pretended to hug Shawn Michaels after their match and then kicked him in the bits. This is actually
By
a
bits,
really
he
good
means balls, folks.
You picked actually a really, really good Bones. This had a lot of really good matches.
He did his homework prior to the episode.
He probably remembers watching that one as a kid.
What year was it? I
2003. So he'd been in high school, so not like
that's the year I graduated.
Let's see. Jonathan Coachman was still part of WWE then. That's wild. Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler were both still commentating. Michael Cole, who was still commentating.
Jerry Lawler. Ooh.
Jerry the King Lawler. I liked Jerry Lawler.
I liked him better as an announcer than a wrestler. I thought his promos were fucking awful, but
his promos were always weird.
Yeah, he's creepy. Let's be honest. Favorite WWE game? Or favorite wrestling game? Let's not go WWE wrestling game.
Probably one of the first SmackDown versus Raw video games they came out with. Because the old school ones for 64 and stuff were fine, but I think the ones that hit for the PlayStation 2 were the best.
You'll be shocked. I never played any of them, so I'm sorry.
Clark's out.
Oh.
The only WWE I ever played was with my two cousins and some pillows. So that was when
and all she did was elbow drop them and cause serious injury.
I mean, that's all I knew was the people's elbow, so that's all they got. I watched WWE once in elementary school.
The first
the
Raw
only move
game
worth knowing.
The first Raw game was the best. Oh yeah. It was all blocky and choppy and shit, and it was awful. You tried to grapple people beside each other, and you couldn't grapple because you weren't lined up perfectly. Oh, so good.
Like I said, I think the first SmackDown versus Raw video game is probably my favorite. Graphics were also still very blocky.
64 had some solid ones. It really did. You were not incorrect. The NWO game I thought wasn't too bad. Yeah, Nitro. Bones said it right after I said it.
WCW Nitro.
He said WCW versus NWO.
Oh, that was? I forgot that was one for 64.
That's so fucking solid, dude. Oh, so good.
I can tell you were a big WCW fan.
No, I was a big NWO fan because unfortunately I was a big Hulk Hogan fan. I didn't know like real wrestling at the time. Like looking back, there's nothing wrong with liking him, but there was much better wrestlers.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
You want to, like I said, we were talking about people that got screwed, but yeah, Diamond Dallas Page definitely got the shaft.
Yeah.
From Vince McMahon.
And then you look at what's his name, the tornado guy, Taz. He did too.
Yeah, well, Taz got backstage politics because Vince liked him, but no one liked wrestling Taz because they thought he was dangerous, even though Taz never hurt a single person he was in a match with. They just didn't like the way he suplexed people.
That's life. All right,
backstage politics.
Before we get off, what is one thing everybody's looking forward to not wrestling related? Like the most exciting thing, a book, game, movie, whatever, that one thing that's coming out shortly, like in the next week.
New season of That Time I Was Reincarnated as a Slime.
When's it coming out?
Next week, I think. They did a recap episode, but they kind of needed it.
I think all anime should do like special recap episodes, like when they become really long. I think that's such a great idea, and I don't hate those at all. I actually usually watch them, and I never watch the recap. What's that?
Too many flashback episodes.
Yeah,
I said One Piece overdoes it. I'm gonna have to go with Clark. I did not know that Reincarnated as a Slime was getting another season debuting soon, so I'm in. I'm in with Clark. Are we gonna have a watch
party?
On
you. Fake fan.
I don't know if they've ended them yet, but like I think Ninja Kamui, Solo Leveling, and
Solo Leveling's already out.
Is there last ones for all those done last week, or is it this week?
Arise was the last episode, but they've confirmed it for 6 seasons, and season 2 will be airing at the end of this year.
Yeah, they're pushing it kind of quick.
No, give me more.
I mean, I want more too, but like, did you see what happened with Jujutsu Kaisen?
Well, no, see, Solo Leveling is done. Jujutsu Kaisen's still being written.
Yeah, but I mean the way they pushed out the season really fast and like overworked people and stuff.
Oh, I see.
Oh, you're talking about the crunch.
Yeah, okay. That makes more sense than to story. I think Solo Leveling has less intensive... Well, based on purely a viewer point of view, they have less intensive animation, so it might work in their favor, but I think MAPPA just pushed back JJK and something else with the quotes that their animators could go see their families now. But MAPPA's actually doing an anime about MAPPA animators, and I'm so excited for it.
Oh, God.
I kind of am, I guess. James brings up Monkey Man comes out tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. In the theater. That's the guy that wears the white monkey mask, and it's like Hindu John Wick. Like, he just... The preview I saw where he kills a guy with the microwave is pretty spectacular.
Anytime you do it with a microwave, that is just amazing.
I'm just looking at the poster for this. Hard pass. This looks spooky.
It's an
James mentions...
yeah, but he's got a really creepy monkey mask.
Yeah, because he's Monkey Man.
I mean, I'm dead.
I will watch this with all the lights on.
Deal.
James also brings up the last episode of Solo Leveling, but that's already out. So, I mean, if you haven't watched it yet, I guess that counts for this week.
Sure. We'll count it.
What was I'm trying to think of the other show. The guy with the bird mask. Is the last episode out for that yet, or is that coming out this week?
Shangri-La is completed as of this season. We haven't heard. I think it's getting renewed.
It is. I saw that already. That they're doing season 2, but I didn't know if it finished.
It's fully completed out on Crunchyroll, all 24 episodes. Same with Apothecary Diaries, which has already been confirmed for season 2 in production. So excited.
Apothecary Diaries was okay.
It's cute as shit. Momo is adorable.
Not to be confused with Momo from Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is
that is true.
The lemur thing.
Both mean calf.
That's a whole lot of wrestling.
Yeah.
And other stuff.
That was a good episode.
Yeah, no, that was solid. I think we did a great job. We did really good.
Let's not
Everybody
pat
was
ourselves on the
awesome.
back too hard while we still have audience members here. We're gonna get shit on.
I mean, I'm okay
Clark,
with it. My ego.
There's been a minute past. Can you please say something?
Wrestling. I don't know shit about wrestling, in all honesty.
I want them to make a wrestling isekai.
Several pro wrestling anime.
Yeah. I
One
don't
of
even
them.
watch those.
Don't watch the older one because it's super racist.
Oh.
It's really bad. Like the way they portray people is super bad. Like I clicked on an episode and it's like, here comes the great ramen man, and I'm like, ooh, like.
Yeah, but I want to see it with WWE and stuff like that. Like, I want them to be involved.
Rey Mysterio has his own cartoon out currently.
Ooh, I might check that out.
I think it's in Spanish, so you
He's
may
got
have to
my
put some subtitles on.
He's got my fourth favorite finisher, actually.
The 619 is pretty solid.
Yeah, because it goes stunner, then it's the kick from Shawn Michaels.
Sweet chin music.
Yes, and then it's why can't I remember any names today? Bret Hart's finisher, sharpshooter.
The sharpshooter.
And then the 619. And mostly it's because its name is 619. I mean,
that's the area code that he grew up in. Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
So, I mean, if I'm gonna name my favorite finishers, I gotta go Tombstone as number 1. I gotta go Stunner as number 2. Sweet Chin Music number 3. Pedigree number 4.
Ooh.
And then I'm probably gonna go toss up between Swanton Bomb and the Walls of Jericho. Actually, no. The Hidden Blade from Will Ospreay is going to be my number 5. The more I watch that, the better it is. Honorable mention to the One-Winged Angel from Kenny Omega, just because that's a Final Fantasy VII reference. For those of you that don't know, Kenny Omega, huge Sephiroth fan.
Who isn't a huge Sephiroth fan? I mean, what?
I'm not a
Kick him. Can we kick him from the?
No, he runs the web pages.
Every week I almost get kicked. Anyway, Yokozuna had a good one too.
Didn't he just sit on people?
Yep. But imagine
he's just fat.
Yeah, but imagine if you could like drop a bomb while you're sitting on him.
That's
disgusting. A good one.
I'm ending this episode. That's it. We're done. And with that, we're bringing this episode to a close. We've been talking about WrestleMania, my picks, some of our favorite moments, and then we even showed that how some of the people from the Nerdverse are actually pro wrestlers in the form of Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega. So with that, we're going to bring this to a close. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for joining us.
Oofs.
Yeah, make sure you say something so we don't get in trouble.
I don't know what to say.